In the heart of New Orleans, a city rich in history and vibrant with culture, an ominous presence loomed. In the remote swamps and bayous that surrounded this historic metropolis, a horrifying tale unfolded. 25 years ago, a wave of terror engulfed countless families, as more than 24 innocent lives were brutally snuffed out. The harrowing story that unfolded gripped the nation, enthralling imaginations with its spine-tingling twists and turns. Amidst the chaos, a sinister figure emerged from the shadows, Victor Gant, an allegedly corrupt police officer who was sexually involved with one of the victims and constantly patrolled areas where the crimes took place. The authorities swiftly formed a dedicated task force, determined to unearth the truth behind these gruesome murders. However, a series of inconclusive DNA tests and a lack of evidence meant Gant walked free. Shortly thereafter, a cab driver named Russell Elwood was convicted of one of the murders, but a lack of evidence and allegations of misconduct derailed the investigation, which would fade into history until the morning of August 13, 1997, when the alleged killer called into the Howard Stern Show.
The guy on the phone who claims he's been killing prostitutes and he's wondering why he's doing it. So maybe he thinks I have an answer. Is this Ed?
No, this isn't Ed.
Oh.
You haven't killed any prostitutes?
No, I never said my name was Ed.
Oh.
What name do you use?
You can call me Clay.
Clay?
Clay?
Okay, Clay. So what happened? How many prostitutes have you killed?
12.
And you're wondering why you do it?
I have a pretty good idea.
Why? Did your mom beat you? Did your mom spank you?
Was your mom a prostitute?
No, actually nothing like that.
What is it then?
I think I just do it for the sense of the power.
Mere seconds into the interview, the caller, who has named himself Clay, starts to exhibit similarities to the Storyville Slayer. The fact that Clay claims to have killed 12 sex workers, while the Storyville slayings involved 8 known sex workers and 12 highly suspected ones, raises intriguing questions. Are these similarities purely coincidental, or could Clay actually be the elusive Storyville Slayer?
Do you have sex with them first?
Yes, and
And then what, you strangle them?
once.
How else did you kill them?
Well, a few times, actually most times with a hammer.
As Clay confirms strangulation and blunt trauma from a hammer as his main methods of killing, this is where the second biggest similarity between him and the Storyville Slayer becomes apparent. Investigators confirmed that 9 out of 25 confirmed Storyville killings were carried out via strangulation, while the bodies of the remaining victims were too damaged to draw any conclusions.
And where do you do this primarily?
I've done it twice in a parking garage, and then the rest of the times on the side of the road.
And you're from the New Orleans area?
Yes.
As Clay continues to answer Stern's questions, he lets out a major piece of information that ties him directly to several Storyville slayings. He confirmed most of his killings were committed at the side of the road in the New Orleans area. This is consistent with 11 out of 25 Storyville victims being found directly on the side of a roadway, with the remaining victims being found in waterways and parks that are all near major roadways. Among them are 29-year-old Lydia Madison and 30-year-old Cheryl Lewis, both known sex workers who were found strangled on the side of the highways in New Orleans. Are the locations of his killings mere coincidence, or could this prove that Clay is in fact the Storyville Slayer?
So how old were you when you killed your first woman?
16.
Right. Like you killed her on the side of the road?
Her, that was the parking garage.
Okay. And then what'd you do with the body? You dumped that somewhere?
Yeah, actually. I think she's probably one of the ones that they found.
Yeah.
But let me ask you something. You were sending clues that you were going to do this?
No, I was.
He was going to
doing that.
He was going to leave like a note for the newspapers and
But you decided not to.
No, I never sent the clues. I never left anything. I wanted to have my own little signature.
Right.
I wanted to thumb paint.
Thumb paint what though?
I don't know.
Oh, anything. It was in a comic book a couple of years ago. Just seemed like a good idea.
Like you take the girl you killed, you dip her thumbs in paint, and then you do like a thumb painting?
Yeah.
As the conversation continues, Clay talks about trying to mark his victims, a common characteristic seen among prolific serial killers. He then goes on to talk about a transgender victim, consistent with the cases of 25-year-old George Williams and 33-year-old Noah Filson, both transsexual sex workers found strangled on the side of major New Orleans roadways.
Now, after you kill somebody, do you play with the body?
Actually, the closest I've ever done to that is I always make sure I pay them and I make sure they keep their money.
Oh, really?
When they're still alive, but with one of them I did put the money in a compromising place.
I see.
But this one, it had a penis.
Oh, really?
It was a guy.
Yeah, I didn't know at first.
You're a white guy?
Yeah, Howard, that's pretty funny because the only suspect they had when they started finding the bodies was a black police officer.
In the biggest connection to the Storyville slayings yet, Clay confirms that an African-American police officer was suspected of committing his crimes. This offers a clear connection to Victor Gann, a black police officer who was indeed the FBI's first suspect and had been sexually involved with one of the victims named Sharon Robinson, whose body was also found near a New Orleans highway. Additionally, Clay confirms that he's white, which may tie him to 39-year-old Lola Porter, who went missing from New Orleans in 1992. According to police testimony, her friends and family confirmed that she was living with a white male who vanished shortly after Lola went missing. Could this white man be Clay?
When was the last time you killed?
It's been a few months.
Right.
Actually, it's been going on a year.
So, what do you think you're going to do? Do you think you're going to kill yourself? Do you think that
Are you going to kill again?
Can you stop this?
If I killed myself, I'd miss the next Batman movie.
Right. You don't want to do that.
No.
No, but in all seriousness, I mean, do you think that you could control this? Do you think you can stop?
I think I have been.
Clay confirms that the last time he killed was around a year ago. As this call took place in 97, this means his last victim was murdered sometime between 95 and 96. This could be a clue in confirming his story, as investigators believe the last Slayer victim to be 39-year-old Sandra Williams, who was found strangled on the side of a New Orleans road on May 6, 1995. By claiming that he has the ability to control his impulses, Clay exhibits a deep presence of psychopathic tendencies embedded into his personality. It's also consistent with a presence of intermittent explosive disorder, a condition characterized by recurrent episodes of impulsive, aggressive behavior that could drive a person to commit heinous, violent crimes similar to the Storyville slayings. For the duration of the interview, Clay divulged some facts about the Storyville murders that weren't public knowledge, as we must remember this occurred before the internet and such data wasn't easily available. The following day, the FBI paid Howard Stern a visit to his studio to obtain copies of the recorded call, and Stern never publicly mentioned the incident again. However, nothing has come of this investigation. While the killings have since stopped, the Storyville Slayer remains at large. This begs the question, is Clay actually the Storyville Slayer, or is he just another prank caller desperate for attention?